This video was made possible by EA Game Changers. Hey guys, it is Tanya, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another speed build and to another installment of the Squish. Of course, when I had access to The Sims 4 Snowy Escape, I had to build a tiny house, and I may or may not have built a Japanese tiny house like a month ago, not knowing we were getting this pack, so I didn't want to just do that generic theme. So today, we are building a tiny house for a snowboarder. I thought that would be a fun one to do. I was actually really inspired to do that specifically because we got a new table with this game that is made out of a snowboard. And I was like, okay. And then I almost forgot to use it in this build. We used it, but I almost forgot about it, which is kind of funny considering it was the whole inspiration behind it. But anyway, you can now snowboard and ski and sled in this new world. And so we are making a little tiny house for a sim that lives up by the slopes. That's all they like to spend their time doing, so they just need a simple space to come and sleep and take care of their needs. They really spend most of their time on the slopes. So anyway, I am messing around with the roof here. I wasn't going for a particular style other than really wanting to use a lot of the new items and wallpapers and it to be a modern tiny house. I'm really into like modern simple shapes right now. I don't know why. And the interior of this one, I think, worked out pretty nicely. It doesn't have a separate bedroom space. It's all like one big space. There's just a platform separating the kitchen area from the rest of it, if that makes sense. You'll see it when we get to the inside, but I'm making a little bit of a fake chimney here, and there's no fireplace on the inside of this build. It's just a chimney on the outside. I apologize if that bothers anyone, but yeah, this is pretty much the outside coming together now. I don't think I changed too much of it other than like some of the fences and stuff, but the actual shape is complete. And there's also not a ton of landscaping out here because it's going to be dead year round because this part of this world is always covered in snow. You don't need seasons for it to be. It's just the other parts of the world can be affected by the seasons pack. They're just not going to experience weather without seasons. Whereas this section of the world will always be in winter. You might get snowstorms and stuff. And I think it's really cool. I'm so excited to have a pack like this. I know I've just been gushing about it over the last couple of videos, but I'm honestly super pumped. I'm also adding some snowboards out here as well. There is this stand that has snowboards and skis in it, but of course I had to use that in this sort of house. And then I placed a couple of snowboards just kind of in the snow. If I had the tool mod, I might have rotated them and had them leaning against the house, but this was just a early release copy of the game itself, no mods, so I just have them laying there, and of course using some of these snowdrifts as well. I really enjoy these. I think it just adds a lot more dimension. Of course I can also, raise and lower the terrain, and I do on this lot a little bit to make it a little bit more bumpy, I guess, so that not everything is so flat and it looks like there is more snow gathered. But I still think that those snowdrifts help quite a bit. But either way, I am adding some terrain manipulation as well to make it just a little bit more bumpy, like I had mentioned. I also added one of the skiing signs on the side of this building. I thought that'd be kind of cool. I know, I think it's kind of a cool interior or exterior, in this case, design choice to have like street signs and stuff. And that's kind of the idea I was going for. And I added another snowboard as well. There is a rooftop area here. I feel like it's probably not the smartest idea, given that you'd be constantly shoveling off your roof because it snows. And I've lived in a place like that, and it was not fun. We had to climb out my bedroom window to shovel off the roof, like every time it snowed. And I decided to do it in The Sims because luckily it's not something you're going to have to do. And I thought it looked kind of cute to have a space up there. So there's just like a barbecue and a little table and stuff if you want to have a snowy barbecue. But we're to the interior now, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to split up the space. And so I'm drawing out some platforms here because what I had wanted to do is you enter at a lower level and then you go up into the next level, which is, I don't know why, but this was a difficult concept for me to grasp. Over the last couple of builds, I was really struggling with platforms. I was like, how do you enter at a lower point and then go upward? And I don't know why I had so much trouble with that, but I did. And this is what I ended up doing. I also wanted to point out the way I'm doing the bathroom in this house and that I've done it in the last couple that I've posted. I've been informed is not the most common way to do this. It's usually, I have it right that there's a toilet in the separate room, but typically the toilet is accessible from the hallway, you don't have to go through the rest of the bathroom to get to it. But for space saving reasons, and because I thought that this worked okay, I did it this way in this build as well. But once I get my hands on the pack again and I do some more builds, I'll make sure to do it the more common way that a lot of you guys have notified me of. So thank you so much to everybody that let me know that. I just think it's kind of interesting because I know that this layout also happens because I've seen some apartment tours on YouTube of Japanese apartments that are laid out this way for the bathrooms. But maybe that's just in much smaller spaces because it condenses the space more. I have no idea. I'm just rambling, but that's okay. The kitchen is right when you enter into the house. It's a little bit lower down than the rest, which I thought made sense because it's going to be a little bit messier in a kitchen anyway. And also, I think I put tile down there. I think we're doing that right now. Yeah. And the tile that we use in the bathroom is so pretty. It's so pretty. It's got like a mural of the mountains there, and I quite like it. I had a lot of fun just playing around with the colors in here and making this space work as essentially just like a studio. Obviously, it's a tiny house, but it felt very much like a studio apartment on the inside. And honestly, I really can't wait until I can build some Japanese apartments, like tiny ones. That's been on my I want to do this so bad for years list. But I'm not sure if I want to do it in this world and like make an apartment building of a bunch of them, or if we should maybe turn one of the apartments in like San Myshuno or something into it. Let me know, because I think we can use platforms in apartments, and I think it could be fun to play around with that idea. So definitely on my to-do list to do some like tiny Tokyo apartments once the pack comes out. Let me know if you guys are interested in seeing that. I've been wanting to for years, and the time has finally come. I also added that thing you can hang up all of your gloves and mittens and stuff on over by the front door with the mountains on it. I thought it was super cute. And then I'm adding some plants right above this dresser. I also added a couple of really cute paintings or kind of posters above the bed. There's like the mountains, and then there's the snowboarder. I thought that was appropriate for a snowboarder's tiny house. I just think they're really pretty. And I'm always really excited for some new artwork in the game. I feel like that's something I go through so quickly, and I don't want every house to feel the same. So obviously, whenever we get new pieces in the game, I'm excited to use them. And I think this is the only house I've done so far that uses those sort of posters that we have above the bed anyway, as they're more so posters versus framed photos and paintings and stuff that I more typically use. But this is the bathroom. Like I had mentioned, it does not have the layout that is the most common, but it does split the rooms off. I am using the new toilet, but I'm not using the new shower here because it was cheaper to use this one. And I think I was trying to make it somewhat cheap. I don't know how much it ended up being in the end. I didn't have a sim living here. I wasn't trying to make it a starter home, but I was like, cheaper shower, let's go for it. And then I have the snowboard table at the end of the bed. This is the one I was talking about that kind of inspired this whole build. I end up using the mountain painted version of it. And there ends up being like a little television and a plant on it. Pretty simple. It's kind of facing towards the bed. I don't know if your sim could really sit there to watch it. In real life they could. I don't think your sims can though. But I do have another chair in this area. And then of course your sim could stand up and watch it. But I thought including a TV would be nice. And then I'm realizing I don't have a trash can. So we're putting that over here and some blinds over this giant window as well. I also am using that base game bookshelf because it fit really nicely in the space, and it's good to have some other skill building items in a small area. And yeah, I should be adding that TV here shortly. I thought I had already done that, but here we are. I decided to use the little flat screen. I thought that was the most modern day realistic option. And of course, the little plant I'm going to grab right afterwards. I really like the plants that came with this pack. I think they're super cute. I think this one in particular I'm going to get a ton of use out of. It's just super versatile. And did I add anything on the wall here? Oh, I added some of these as just kind of like a decorative piece up the middle of the wall because the wall felt really bland. And then I think I added this sign over here, which I'm pretty sure is like a special sign for in a bar, like here are today's specials. But I thought it was kind of a fun little board, and maybe you can hang up some of your favorite like ideas or little posters or something in your house. I just thought it was a fun little activity board to add in here. And then just adding a tad bit more landscaping and then heading on into screenshots. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I'd love to have you join us. And if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications to be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye, everybody.